Hi, this is Robert Nickell, and welcome to My Life as a Dad. Today's guest is Marcedes Lewis, best known as the tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 9 years in professional football, but most proud of being a dad of his 3-year-old daughter. Marcedes, welcome.
Thank you.
When you were growing up, you were raised by your mom. And so what did you use as a role model or a father figure?
My mom had me when she was 15 years old, and we kind of grew up together. For a long time, we celebrated Mother's Day and Father's Day. You know what I mean? She was everything to me. And, as I was growing up, seeing how hard she worked, just to make sure I had everything that I needed. She also had, my other brother, she had him when she was 18. And just seeing her take care of both of us by herself for a long time, I kind of picked that up, as a kid. And I was forced to be the man of the house really early. And so I was just taking care of my brother while my mom would work 2 or 3 jobs. And whether it be preparing food or making sure my brother got in the bath and then got into bed is what I did. And so when it was time for me, to have London, everything came second nature.
What would be some examples of some of the morals or values that you got from your mom when you're being raised as a kid that you want to reflect on to her?
Well, the most important thing, as far as morals and the values that, I've gotten from my mom is just understanding that we treat everybody with respect, regardless if they're, close in age or an adult. I always try to let her know that I love her on a daily basis, because when the other parent is not in the home, you don't know what's being taught outside.
Right.
So it's important for me to constantly let her know that I love you, regardless of what else is going on outside. I'm always on her about her manners. She's learning how to chew with her mouth closed, say thank you, please, just little things like that. It's always like the small things that you got to continue to instill in kids, so when they get older, it's second nature. I know adults that still chew with their mouth open, and from a young age, I was able to get her to understand that she didn't have to cry for what she wanted.
Right.
I would always say, Daddy doesn't understand crying, baby. And she'll stop crying, and then she'll be like, oh, I'm hungry, or I want a snack. And so now she's able to associate her emotions with words as opposed to crying, and you don't even know what's going on. And so whenever, I need help or whatever I'm deficient in, my mom helps me out, and we all bridge that gap, and, it's been great.
How about discipline? How do you handle discipline? Or
London will, at the most, she'll whine. Well, she doesn't throw herself on the floor. She's not that kind of baby. She'll just whine and be in your face and whining. And as far as the discipline, I just talk to her. I just talk to her, and she figures it out. I'm never gonna be in a position where I have to raise my voice or put my hands on her, or I'm just not, even if I had a son, I'm just not gonna do that, because I feel like my words will be enough, my eyes will be enough.
Right.
And I want my daughter to grow up knowing that you don't have to raise your voice, you don't have to act out, you don't have to be the center of attention to get your point across. So.
Right, and that's gonna pay off big when she's 14 to 18.
No question.
That's when it's so hard for girls. And my experience has been, you need to be able to discipline them today the same way that you could when they're 15.
No question.
And a lot of people don't do that, and you have that down. So if you have that, if she understands your voice and you're talking in respect, that'll pay off huge later on down the line.
I agree.
When you have daddy time with her, what's your favorite thing to do?
When I have daddy time with London, she loves when I lay on the floor, and she likes to wrestle with me. Whenever we can get out, she loves Disneyland.
Right.
Whenever we can get out and do things together, it's always fun. It's nonstop. And she's like my little twin. So she is just, she's come up to me and be like, Daddy, I look just like you. And that, my heart melts. Feels good to know that, that's my print.
My Life as a Dad.
Sponsored by Daddy and Company, the perfect gifts for dad. Check out more episodes of My Life as a Dad by clicking here.